What is happening, YouTube? It has been a minute since I myself have posted. I'm gonna start posting to this account though instead of my other account. I've been out of the game for a fat minute. A lot of stuff has been happening in my personal life and things like that. God's been leading me through a lot of everything, and recently, I've kind of woken up to like the reality of a lot of everything. So this video, I'm gonna talk about a pretty serious point. It's mainly like why God stays silent inside of like our everyday life is because I'll get into it, but mainly this video is going to highlight like reciprocation and like why sin is so bad and like what happens on the other end of it when we like commit sin, no matter what, every time. The Bible verses that I want to highlight though is Luke 12 verse 47, and then Luke 12 verse 48. This is about the servants who know and the one who doesn't know. Coincidentally, apparently at a time I was a servant who knew. So he woke me up to tell this message, to deliver these things, to deliver these truths. I don't know how many times I've been here, but that's besides the point. The way that he woke me up was to deliver the truth of what reciprocation means on the end of everything. Starting with like those two verses, the one who doesn't know will be beaten lightly. The way he beats us is not with his fists. He beats us with knowledge. He actually hits us with knowledge. And when you look at everything, the way God plays everything out, it's almost ingenious. It's devastating ingeniously, like crafted throughout everything. God is not silent. He just operates behind everything that we do because we're the ones that move. So I hope this video is going to open up a lot of eyes as to why sin is so evil and why God and Jesus Christ try to protect us from it, and more so why even Jesus had to die in such a vindictive way. I'm not going to try and make it too long, just because I know like most people don't like to sit through all the facts and all the boring stuff, but I want to start with just one thing: what it means to be cut in two and thrown in hell. Because at the second part of the one who does know, the servant who does know and is beaten severely, he says he cuts them in two and throws them in hell. Now, I have a way of looking at hell as almost as like this place. This place might be a specific kind of hell, but I know we all know hell as in like a fire and brimstone kind of thing for agonizing punishment to those who don't come to Christ in the times that they have alive. I see it both ways. I see it like, yes, that place exists. Like I know I've even had dreams of that place. So it's really like amazing to think that this place that we are existing in now is damn near just a waiting ground for all of us to try and understand. Like we can either column A, bring ourselves closer to Jesus, or we can column B, keep wandering astray inside of this life, committing numerous atrocities that hurt someone we're not even thinking about. So I want to highlight the part that says cut in two. The reason Adam in the garden was separated from his Selah, like cut in two, is because our Selah, which is the Hebrew word for side in the Bible, is our perfect match, our actual true love story that we get to have inside of life if we didn't sin. The one sin that kills this entire true love story and makes us servants because of Adam's sin is adultery. The moment, Jesus even said, the moment you lust after another woman is the moment you commit adultery with her in your heart. You lose a part of your heart the moment you do this inside of this world. This place literally farms the other halves of us. And this is a big truth. This is a whole big truth that like Jesus has been showing me, because I got my ass beat. I got my ass beat with some knowledge, and I'm here to share some. All right, like we're here. We're all here forever. We're all here for eternity. Jesus plants us in eternity. So when you all realize like, yes, he sends back servants, congratulations, world. You're looking at someone who got sent back to deliver some knowledge, because it hurts. It hurts a lot when you realize that like, I'll just tell you from my personal, this is me, just me alone. I want you to all think about all the other people that are just going around just having mindless, meaningless sex. Just think about that alone for this entire thing. This is my 4th relationship I've been in. I've told 4 women in my entire life I love them. That's scary. That's some scary stuff. Because I thought true love existed here. Until I started looking more into the creation story and how we ourselves are supposed to be separated from our other half. God actually had to take something from us to make our better half. So when you realize that he did that a long time ago for most of us, because we don't deserve her, because we live in sin, it's truly to build the animosity that he talked about in the beginning of the curse. The animosity between the adversary and us, it really is just to make us angry, because we can't have that anymore because of one thing. Adam sinned. So when you see Adam sinned and we almost get to blame him, it gets a lot almost funnier. But see, the reason that we all have choices still, the reason we all still move, is because we all still are looking for one specific thing we cannot have in this life. So if you're one of those people that bounce back and forth between relationship and relationship and relationship, I'm going to get into the nitty gritty for a moment. Most of us today don't marry someone, especially young ones. Like me, I'm about to turn 21 years old. We don't marry so quick. We get into relationships and yes, we fornicate. Like it's a bad thing to be a fornicator. It's a horrible thing because God almost considers that rape. I'm not going to get into the too crazy parts about that, but understand that every time you have sex with someone, unfortunately your Selah, the Hebrew word for your side, your better half, gets to do the exact same thing. That doesn't kill you, if that doesn't destroy you alone, to know that adultery means adultery on the other side too, then brother man, we got to talk, because that's deadly. That's deadly knowledge right there. Everything, including even thievery, reciprocates on this end. You steal something, you'll have something stolen from you. Maybe even like, if you really think about it, the irony is like, it could be anything. Because you get to have something stolen. It doesn't matter what it is, it's just, this is the way it all reciprocates against us. And the reason he shows us after life, after death, is because he wants to see how bad we're going to mess up. He wants to see how bad either we're going to bring ourselves closer to Christ during this life and hopefully not sin as much, or just further away, just bring ourselves further away. Because I'm serious, guys, like, if this is the one truth that I'm going to give this entire episode, and that's just it. Adultery is just god awful. If you really ever wanted the idea of heaven, if you really ever prayed to Jesus and actually wholeheartedly asked him to be brought to heaven, to be raptured, to be loved by Christ, understand that he will give you that. He tells me every day. He tells me every day he loves me. The saddest part is, I didn't know what love I had lost trying to look for love. I didn't know what love meant until I got with Christ, until he married me into the church. I didn't know that a part of us consistently died every single time we sinned. And the reason God does it this way is because he knows if it doesn't affect us immediately, it'll affect us in the future, because we're here forever. We're all here forever. This is why reincarnation exists. I've been reincarnated many times over. I mean, you can even... this is going to get crazy, people. My name is Aquila. I'm Aquila. My second wife was Priscilla. I've even been with her in this time. This is how weird this is about to get. I've been reincarnated many times over as a servant. That's why he beat me so severely with knowledge. He woke me up knowing the only thing how. The one word, my Selah. Because I know the devastation that brings. I know I would have never let her hurt. I know I would have never let anything happen to her. The saddest part is, since I've been here, the only thing that's been happening to her is the reciprocation of my sin, my fornication with other women. Because they're not my women. That's the saddest part. They're not my women. So, I'm not going to cut it too short, but honest to God, I need you all to start thinking about this, because hey, this is the big truth. This is the big truth waiting at the end of the tunnel for us. The reason God gives us 46 virgins too is because this game It's a game now to us. It's a game. The reason I say it's a game is because those 46 virgins are like little cards, like it's like a little deck of cards that we get to trade to either marry families or make others happy or piss each other off. This is a whole game about principalities. The reason he says the fight's above us is because we don't know about the fight. We don't know about any of this. So when I keep coming on here and I keep telling you all some crazy stuff about how, like, yeah, the light at the end of the tunnel almost gets a little dark, just focus on Jesus, because he is the only thing that will be able to keep any of you going. Jesus is the only way to God. And the only reason he is the only way is because of the immense amount of agony he went through just to have his servants. The agony he was put through is because, yes, sin and pain can reciprocate each other too. The only reason God throws us through the mental abuse is because of just one thing. He shouldn't have to be so devastating to get truth to sit inside of someone. This is why most of us don't know stuff, and this is why most of us live our entire lives not really even thinking or caring about anything. And just understand that these people here, if you're not a believer in Christ, brother, man, we need to talk. Like, we need to sit down and you need to start thinking about things, because I kid you not, like, I mean, I still have problems. Like, me as a person, I have like manic depression alone. Like, I used to contemplate a lot of suicide and stuff like that. Like, here lately, like, it's been a mad chaos because he's been just beating me. I'm talking like beating me with knowledge of what happens when we sin. That's why I'm here. Congratulations, everyone. Y'all are the not know balls that get to be beaten lightly. I'm serious. I'm so like devastatingly serious that if you don't believe this, it just strengthens the truth of why lies are so bad. It's because when knowledge is presented to you, if you can't believe it, it means your mind has been lied to so many times by other people that it's hard for you to retain the truth. But I just want to focus on one thing. I promise you can trust me, because I've been here. I've been here serving since 1285. That's the last life I know about. And it was Ferdinand IV. I was a Roman Catholic king, and when I died for Christ as a killer, he's been letting me serve with truth and knowledge. Most of you can look up pictures and stuff like that, but I mean, you can even see it in my face. I look very similar, like crazy similar. And December 6th is my birthday. That's another thing you can use to confirm it. Either way, this is going to be crazy. I mean, I want you all to know reincarnation exists, and the reason we can continuously keep dying, continuously over, is because of the amount of sin and atrocity we've accumulated in our lives. The reason he keeps killing me is I hope for at some point it's not because of sin continuously, but to teach others, like, yes, congratulate yourselves. You're here forever. What do we do with you? So the pain and the immensity of just knowledge alone that all of you are going to have to feel at some point when you die, it'll only be the tip of the iceberg. Like just a brush of the tar brush, dude. This is just a little bit of the darkness around the end of the tunnel. So all those people that have such a bad problem with, like, you know, the Quran and stuff like that, like why men are over women and stuff like that, why God sets order, this is why. He never didn't provide order. We're the ones that are acting out in chaos because of what we have inside of our minds. The knowledge of good and evil has corrupted man, because all man acts upon is the evil side of everything, the right-hand side of everything, without even thinking about it. And you know, love is the only thing that keeps this place going. The only reason he let me get to this fourth woman is because I love her. And you can't argue with someone that says they love someone. You can't. I mean, this is the whole reason, like, he even says, like, no fornicators, idolaters, or homosexuals would inherit the kingdom of God. Where do you think the homosexuals go that say that they love someone enough to give an arm for, enough to kill themselves for? What do you think happens to them? Can God argue with that? You can't argue with genuine emotion. That's the most devastating part about this place, is how twisted up other men and other women get just because they know they love someone. Your minds are your all. When you realize that, You have to take care of it. You have to protect it. The reason your hearts are so deceitful is because we let our hearts lead us. Like emotion, we let our emotions lead us, and we cannot do that. Because there's reciprocation for everything. Even the animosity that this place builds up for the adversary. He's made it. God has actually made this place like a little children's game, where there's levels and stuff like that, where there's little things to tell people to keep going. There's little truth bombs to just like, yes, you're okay, you're fine, just keep going, to keep walking through. This place breeds servants because we were all born into sin. So when I say it again, congratulate yourself. You're looking at someone who's been here. I've been here, trying to get people to like instill the same truth that Christ has been trying to say too. Stop sinning, repent, and move away from all that you're doing. Because, I mean, if this doesn't hit you alone, your Selah is hurting. Your Selah, someone who never deserved to hurt, is hurting. How would you feel knowing that, like, you're letting that happen? This is why prayer is so important, and this is why we connect ourselves to Christ through prayer. The reason Jesus says to never cease praying is because we can have a conversation with him. We can talk to him. He allows us to be with him and fill like our presence with his presence. The reason our bodies are our temples and the reason we need to take care of them is because we are churches ourselves. And we are not doing that. I look at today, I mean, I kid you not. You look at the pain, like the pain alone that Jesus went through just to have us be okay. The reason it's such a narrow path and the reason that everything exists on such a fine line is because it was the only way to appease God's anger for all of everything man was doing. It was the only way to get everyone to see blood for blood. Because if all of you could understand, like, just even this alone in the simplest of truths, stop sinning. Just stop. We would all be so much better. But there's a reason I'm still here, and the reason I'm even chaotically pissed about it. I lost her. I lost the one thing I knew I would have been perfect to. She would have been perfect for me. We would have had God, and we would have been A-okay. The saddest, most devastating part about everything is I didn't even know how much to an extent God existed, right? Like, I always had the philosophy, like, I believe in something, right? I believe in something. The craziest part is I shared my testimony many a times, and the first time I asked God, I was like, God, are you there? Answer me with thunder. And he did. He dropped it like a mic. He was there. He was instantly there. And the saddest part is you have people out there that don't even think God exists. Psalms 14, you're a fool if you don't think God is real. You're a fool. The reason he plays behind the scenes and lets us so chaotically wrap ourselves in our own little webs is because he doesn't need to punish us. We punish ourselves. Sin is the punishment. It reciprocates the ways that it should because he says not to do it. That's where I'm going to end this. I hope to God this made sense to you. This isn't going to be my last video. I'm getting back on here because, man, if y'all only knew. But this is a big truth. This is a big, devastating truth. And I had to share it. Like, I got to tell y'all something. Because this is mostly, like, the only way that, like, this is the best way to try and reach people today. Like, through the internet and stuff like that. But y'all got to see, like, this is even crazier because we used to run around and we used to have to yell at people. So, I mean, I'm yelling at you through a phone right now. Get up. Understand that, like, you might even yourself have been here many times over. But the best part is, how long does it take to grow your faith? How long does it take for you to want to give Christ everything? Just answer that simple question. How much are you devoted? Because I kid you not, some of you see the truth and some of you run away too. That's even sadder if you really think about it. So how much do you love God? I'm going to end it there.